Let's talk about the Staccato CS. Is it really worth that amount of money, or is it all just hype? With more affordable options on the market, is this the pistol you should pick if you're shopping for a 2011? I've put over 2,000 rounds through my Staccato CS, which has given me a lot of opportunity to form an opinion on it. This has been my EDC for several months now, and I definitely have some thoughts to share with you. So let's dive in. The Staccato C2 has been the prime choice for double stack 1911 style EDCs for a long time. A good many people swear by it, and there are plenty of fanboys out there who won't carry it if it's not a Staccato. But I'm not one of them. While I was looking into getting into the 2011 game, I was debating between the Staccato CS or the C2, and it wasn't until after I decided to pick up the CS that I was able to find a C2 at a gun shop and get my hands on it to compare the two. I honestly made the right choice for me by going with the CS. Not to say the C2 isn't a good pistol, it just wasn't good for me in my Whopper Jr. hands. With my hand size, grip circumference can be a deal breaker for me. I'm pretty strict about being able to reach my controls comfortably and with minimal manipulation or adjusting the gun in my grip. With the C2, I felt like I had to adjust it more than I prefer to properly reach and engage the magazine release. Another thing to consider with this type of design, which includes the beaver tail safety, is the way proper grip is essential to properly deactivating the grip safety to allow the firearm to function and function continuously during a string of fire. Let me clarify though, there are plenty of people, men and women, who use the Staccato C2 very well, but this is something to keep in mind, especially if you're new to the platform. If you don't have a proper grip to depress the grip safety, the gun won't function. Being able to obtain a good, strong grip is essential to controlling recoil and keeping your sights accurately on target for quick and repeatable follow-up shots. A firearm that doesn't fit your hand well will be a little harder to control under recoil, and it may not be as comfortable either, which means you're less likely to train with it. With the CS, I have to manipulate the pistol a lot less, which makes it very easy for me to reach the mag release consistently and perform reloads at speed. Reaching these controls and manipulating the gun in my grip feels good. The grip width for the C2 is 1.3 inches wide side to side, measured at the grip, not the safety. The CS comes in at 1.2 inches wide side to side, also measured at the grip, not the safety. The grip of the CS is smaller overall, due in large part to the new design of the CS magazines, which are smaller in overall width. The magazines, by the way, are proprietary and are not interchangeable to C2 mags. While on paper and out loud, the difference in grip size between the C2 and CS doesn't sound like much, but the difference in your hand is very noticeable. The C2 is a great option, but just not for me. Let me take a second to say thank you for watching this video. It'd mean a lot to me if you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. The one advantage I believe the C2 has over the CS is the grip texture. The grip texture of the C2 is nice, but not as aggressive as the sandpaper or skateboard tape texture of the CS. This texture is similar to the texture of the original C model, which I also did a review on, and the grip texture was my only complaint. The C2 grip has what sort of resembles raised little lightning bolts, for a lack of better knowledge on what they are, not a stipple type texture. And these are functional and far less aggressive than the CS grip, and the texture is smooth, not tacky, so it won't grab onto your shirt material. The tacky style grip texture of the CS isn't the worst when you're carrying it, but I found that on certain clothing it will grab onto my shirt while I'm moving, and not only is it uncomfortable because my shirt is caught on something, but it could be slightly irritating on your skin if you don't wear an undershirt and just raw dog your EDC against your skin like I do. The grip texture on the CS didn't grab onto every shirt I wore though. It really only happened with polyester shirts or shirts in similar material. My cotton shirts never seem to get caught or stick to the grip texture. But it is a good grip texture and it isn't uncomfortable to carry. But say it was a hot day and I was being particularly active and sweaty, it did cause cause some slight irritation, but nothing that made me want to stop carrying it. This is a really easy gun to carry though. The lightweight and small size makes it a really nice EDC, and overall it is comfortable. Being comfortable while carrying is a big deal, especially if you want to carry every day. If you don't consider the weight of your firearm already, I encourage you to give it some thought, but I know for some of you, weight isn't an issue. Now, with a good holster like the one I use from Grayman Solutions, it makes carrying this setup with a spare mag very easy and very comfortable, even for long periods or while sitting. If you need a holster for your CS or whatever your EDC is, hit the link in the description and use code SHENANY for free shipping. Now, this is really where the CS stands out. The weight of the CS is pretty much on par with a Glock 19. The CS with no mag comes in at 23 ounces, which isn't bad, especially when you consider that a Glock 19 with empty mag inserted weighs 23.99 ounces. Comparatively, the C2 weighs 25 ounces with no mag inserted. When you start talking about fully loaded mags and carrying a spare mag, having a lightweight platform like the CS makes a huge impact in comfort. And if you're thinking of transitioning from a Glock 19 to a CS, you shouldn't notice much weight difference once it's in your pants. And if you're wondering the difference between a Glock 19 and the CS, the Glock 19 comes in at about 1.3 inches wide, 1.34 inches measured at the mag well flare on the Gen 5. So you don't have to rewind. The CS measures 1.2 inches wide side to side on the grip itself. Overall length on the Glock 19 is 7.28 inches with a 4.02 inch barrel and a height of 5.02 inches. The CS measures 7.1 inches overall, 5.6 inches tall, and a barrel length of 3.5 inches. So there's some info for you. The CS does have a bull barrel. What that means is it's thicker and heavier than a standard barrel. What this does is help control recoil and muzzle rise, help maintain better accuracy, and assist with heat distribution so it's not getting as hot during long training sessions. Recoil mitigation is one thing the CS really has going for it. The heavy barrel helps a ton, and so does the aluminum frame of the CS. The extra weight in these areas towards the front of the gun really goes a long way in reducing muzzle rise and getting your sights back on target quickly. A good portion of recoil mitigation is due to the Dawson Precision Light recoil system, which really does a lot to make this a soft shooter. And the CS is a very soft shooter and is very easy to run fast, which really just means it's quick to get your sights back on target accurately when shooting fast. It's flatter than white girls in the 90s. There aren't many customization options though. If you order directly from Staccato, you can choose a stainless barrel or the DLC barrel, which will give it a black color and offer better protection against wear. You can also upgrade to a flat trigger instead of the standard curved trigger, as well as choosing your trigger pull weight with the standard 4 to 4.5 pound pull or 3 to 3.5 pound pull. I have the standard 4 to 4.5 pound pull, but this trigger is so nice it seems lighter than that. I haven't had any modifications done to this, and already the trigger pull is very short. There's very little take up, it has a nice crisp smooth break and short reset. This trigger is easy to use, but if you have a flinch, it's going to be exaggerated. Just don't ask me how I know. This trigger is a stark contrast from Striker 5 triggers, and it'll really surprise you in a good way. For those of you with large hands, you can also elect to have a full-size grip, which will give you a 17-round standard capacity versus the 16-round capacity of the compact grip, but you'll have more real estate for your paws to grab. I did not buy mine directly from Staccato, but if you prefer that and you suffer from instant gratification like I do, you can pay an additional fee to put your order to the front of the line and reduce your wait time. It ain't cheap, but maybe for you, it'll be worth it to get that new piece in sooner. When you order from the Staccato website, you have the option of buying their pistols in EDC-ready packages that include a holster and extra mags, and others that include things like swag and cleaning kits. And when you're ready to clean it, the takedown is very simple. The design still utilizes the slide stop as part of the takedown process, and if you're familiar with 1911s, it's the exact same process. Bring your slide back to the first notch and push your takedown lever through. Due to YouTube's policies regarding assembly of firearms, I can't demonstrate takedown in assembly, but there are videos out there to help, including on Staccato's own website. The biggest difference, and a huge win with the Staccato CS, is the absence of a bushing on the muzzle, so no special tool needed or getting your fingers in there and trying to get it off. You take the slide stop out, your slide comes off, then just take the recoil system out and you're done. Get your clean on. As I mentioned in the intro, I have over 2,000 rounds through this gun, all without cleaning it. I just keep it well lubricated. I've not had any issues with this related to it being dirty, and I put a wide variety of ammo through it, but it just refuses to malfunction. So what kind of optic would you run on your Staccato CS? I ran the RMR HD as well as the Trijicon SRO on here, both being phenomenal optics for EDC. One question I would often be asked is, does the overhang cause issues with ejection? And in my experience, no, it hasn't. I've ran this slow, I've ran it fast, I've ran it from retention, and no matter how I shoot it, the little bit of optic overhang hasn't caused any problems. If your intentions are to put an optic on one, there's going to be a lot of mounting plate options available. The CS does not have a mounting platform, so you can't direct mount an optic to the pistol, but you can get quality plates from Dawson Precision and others. I really enjoy this Staccato CS, and out of the box, it's a great EDC. I've carried it a lot, and it's very comfortable to carry. It conceals easily and conceals very well. The lightweight does doesn't leave you feeling fatigued or with hot spots by the end of the day. And the short barrel makes sure it's not digging into your body. More so for my appendix carry brothers and sisters, if you know, you know. This is something I can comfortably carry all day, even when being active. Now, the real question is the price tag worth it? That's really for you to decide. You get a lot of gun with this. It shoots great, quality seems high, and it's a really fun shooting experience, which means you're going to be excited to train with it. And training with your firearm is a big deal. If you don't enjoy shooting your EDC, you won't train with it like you should. And if you're not training with it, then why are you carrying it? But I'm just some guy on the internet, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is it too pricey? Is it all hype? Do you have one already? I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll try to respond to everyone. I'll catch you guys on the next one.